would be 650 or 750. That's 1,000 just for the fucking GPU. What are you talking about?
8 or 9% improvement over the RTX 3090.
What are you talking about?
With ray tracing disabled, of course, which translates into about 10 FPS. When we enable ray tracing, the extra cores work their magic for a good 13% improvement, keeping things much closer to 60 FPS maxed out at 4K. Far Cry 6 sees a slightly less impressive result at around 5 or 6% with ray tracing disabled, and just a little bit more with ray tracing turned on. Like the RTX 3090, Nvidia says that 8K gaming is one of the 3090 Ti's strong suits, but
oh my god,
I tried it out, F1 2021 chugged at around 30 FPS, so I didn't bother testing any further.
Why are those companies they're so adamant and good at making things for consumers and being in line with what does the consumer want? What do people use? What do people every day do with their daily lives? And then they go 8K. Nobody does 8K.
Maybe productivity will show us
nobody
a better
does
example
8K.
of how the...
There's barely anybody who are dumb enough to do 4K, okay? Nobody gives a fuck about 4K, 8K, 16K. Dude, kill my asshole. Nobody cares about this shit.
3090 Ti
I don't understand.
Blender, doesn't seem to think so. We're looking at a few seconds at most.
They will eventually. It's why I'm saying it. Make things that are consumer friendly. People don't consume 4K. They just don't. Stop saying that it's. But dude, they might. But they might. Yeah, you know what people might do? Stream on YouTube. What do people do now? Nobody does that shit. Why? It's garbage.
Depending on what renderer you're using. V-Ray gives the 3090 Ti a slight lead too, although the RTX result is over 100 points more, so hooray, a whole 4% lead. Octane renderer gave us a similar kind of situation to these as well. It's whatever. Moving on to power, we ran 5 laps of F1 2021 as a...
Let's run a poll in chat. Let's run a poll in chat. Ready? Watch this. I'm gonna pull this shit. Okay? Guys, isn't it like 1080, 140, 1440p, and 4K? Is this what people normally use? 1080? You know, I'm gonna give you, I guess, poll. Watch this. What do you use? If you have a normal computer, okay, and it says 1920 by 1080, you're using 1080p, okay? Look. What do you use? Okay? Do you use 1080p? Do you use 1440p? Do you use 4K? Other. Other, I mean, you don't use other, but whatever. Just answer the question, please. Alright, chat, I'm pulling it up. Come on, chat. Stop being lazy. Go to your poll and you go click it. Go to the poll. Go to the poll and click the poll and answer the poll. I'm pretty sure that most users that they're saying 4K are trolling. Guys. Other is trolling. At least 3/4 of other is trolling. Which means you can assume that 3/4 of 4K are trolling also. I think only about 20 people in chat users use 4K. Interesting. 7%. Without the trolls, I would say about 3% use 4K.
Yeah, typical.
Okay? It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's bad. It's just not something that people use. It's not. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think that we're there as people yet. Okay? It's just not. I'm sorry. I know what to tell you. 4K isn't crazy. It's not worth it.
Full gaming load, and we saw a power drop.
It's excessive. It's too much. It's too much that you don't need. It's a gap that we don't. It's a gap that we don't. That we can't justify making right now. Okay? It's an increase that we can't justify right now.
Spike as high as 480
so at least the
watts.
Price.
That cannot be right. 480 watts? Really? Holy yeah, and the average was over 400, not much lower than the peak wattage the RTX 3090 drew in the same test.
Just so you
to be fair to Nvidia, while that's an absurd amount of
counts.
power, more than an entire PC with a low-end GPU might draw, it's roughly in line with the performance improvement we saw in that game, so you're getting frames proportionally in exchange for the extra juice. If the rumors are to be believed, we'll see even more power draw in search of...
Chat, couldn't you just overclock your normal 3090 and you get the same thing?
...higher frame rates when the next generation rolls out. Speaking of which, why is this GPU only launching now, when the 40 Series Ada Lovelace GPUs are supposedly right around the corner? Well, I've got a few theories.
I'm disappointed.
Maybe this is an indication that Ada isn't right around the corner and Nvidia's trying to make do with what they've got. Or maybe the 3090 Ti was delayed for so long during the silicon shortage that it's launching way later than they planned. Or maybe they just had high-binned GPUs kicking around that they wanted to clear out before Ada hit later this year. Our Screwdriver and Backpack are hitting later this year too. Sign up at ltdstore.com to be the first to know when they're ready.
How am I out of touch?
The GPU clear-out angle is a very likely one, IMO. Nvidia's existing A40, a data center GPU, shares most of its spec
dude, this is a joke.
With the 3090 Ti, albeit with a significantly lower board power and more but slower memory. Sure enough, the Nvidia control panel even has an ECC memory support toggle like you might find on one of those cards. While I don't have a problem with this in principle...
excuse me, sir, this is kind of boring. I don't give a shit, this is boring. I'm looking at tech, dumb fucker.
$1,000 US MSRP. The EVGA one we tested costs $2,200. You're looking at a 25% premium or more over a GPU that is already priced like a Titan and already is not proportionally faster than the next card down the stack for the money. Nvidia wants us to compare against the Titan RTX, a card that already wasn't worth the price when it launched, and which didn't even live up to the Titan name with its crippled FP64 performance.
Who's going to buy
this?
That
card, like this one, has more in common with the Titan XP, a card that also had crippled FP64 performance and launched at $1,200 US, $300 less than the RTX 3090.
No, not me. I want to tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm not buying this, okay? Okay, guys, over the years, okay, I'll tell you the biggest secrets of streaming. Okay, ready? Okay, you can choose to stream from 2 PCs, one CPU, okay, on CPU with 2 PCs, or on GPU with 1 PC, but the quality is gonna be a little bit less. Okay, I stream 1 PC GPU. And I've always had a little bit of problems here and there because I'm lazy and I want to get only 1 PC. But with a 3090, okay, I've had the best results ever. We haven't been lagging in any games. Frame rates have not been jumping in any games. It's been insane that I can stream games and at good quality without lag on any games and with 1 PC. It's actually insane. So I don't see the point in buying anything above a 3090. I don't see the point in it. I think chat. Dude, it's gonna take at least 1 or 2 more series before I buy their new product. It's enough. I think we almost hit the cap at this point. We almost hit the cap at this point. No kidding.
RTX has a thankfully unpopulated second ATX 3.0 power connector, which would theoretically give this thing access to over 1,200 watts.
xQcOW.
How much rolling? Now that we hit the cap,